Finance Minister was out about a week ago saying that she makes a profit off the carbon tax because she lives in an upscale downtown Toronto neighborhood where she can go on a subway anywhere she needs to go or where she can ride her bike. And most Canadians don't have a chauffeur, and they don't live next. If they're a suburban family that needs to take their kids to hockey or school, they need a minivan. If they're a rural family, they need a pickup truck to fight through the snows and carry heavy equipment. The Liberal NDP Costly Coalition wants to triple their carbon tax. Will they cancel that plan so Canadians can afford to get where they're going?
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister.
Well, Mr. Speaker, let me just start by saying I think I've probably driven more pickup trucks than the leader of the talk about the advice that he has for Canadians on the economy and on fighting inflation. Let's talk about his advice that he gave, which was you can opt out of inflation by investing in crypto. If people had listened to him, and I fear some probably did, they would have lost at least 65% of their money, maybe all of it. It's time for him to apologize, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Minister should talk to the people who live in rural Canada today. Those people are faced with $3 a litre diesel just to fill up their trucks. Similar fuel to heat homes in places like Northern Ontario and Atlantic Canada will cost families as much as $6,000 to get through the winter. The Costly Coalition of the NDP and Liberals have as their solution to triple the carbon tax that those families will pay. Canadians are worried about keeping the heat on. Will the government cancel the tax so that they can do so? Thank you.
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we've already talked about the Conservative leader's reckless advice to Canadians to invest in crypto. It is time for him to apologize. But let's talk about the other elements of his plan. He wants to eviscerate the EI system that so many Canadians depend on. He wants to endanger seniors' pensions. He wants to make polluting free again.
That's terrible.
He wants to claw back climate checks from Canadian families. He wants to deprive Canadian children of dental care, and he wants to deprive low-income renters of the support they desperately need.
The Leader of the Opposition.
False, 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 and false. But let's look at what the reality is on this carbon tax. She says she's going to send out checks that make families like her have a profit from the carbon tax. Well, according to the parliamentary budget officer, which this Prime Minister appointed, in Alberta, the average family will pay $2,000 more in tax than they get back in checks. In Ontario, it's $1,461. Similarly true elsewhere, and in many provinces, there's no rebate at all, even though the federal government is imposing this new triple tax. Will they cancel this tax so Canadians can pay their bills?
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I want to take this opportunity to be sure Canadians understand the blocking and delaying tactics of the Conservatives in our Parliament to prevent Canadians from getting the support they need right now. Here's what the Conservatives are blocking and delaying. Our efforts to make housing more affordable with measures like an anti-flipping tax and a tax-free first home savings account. Who would be opposed to that, Mr. Speaker? They're blocking our plan to permanently eliminate interest on Canada student loans. Why are they blocking that, Mr. Speaker?
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Well, they have a majority with the Costly Coalition and the NDP. They can pass anything they want.
That's right.
If they were really going to make housing affordable, they would have done it a long time ago. It's been 7 years, during that which time house prices have doubled. And now, home heating prices are doubling, with costs expected to rise to as much as $6,000 for a single family to heat its home in oil-heated communities like Northern Ontario and Eastern Canada. And the government's plan with the NDP is to triple the tax. Why don't they stop the tax hike so Canadians can heat their homes?
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we do have a plan. We have a positive plan which is fiscally responsible and it is compassionate. It is a plan to create jobs and fight climate change at the same time. And here are some key elements of our plan, Mr. Speaker. We are going to permanently eliminate interest on Canada student and apprentice loans. Yeah. We are going to move the Canada Workers Benefit, which supports people who work really, really hard but aren't being paid very much. We're going to move that to advance payments. A family can get up to $2,400, Mr. Speaker.
L'honorable député de la Prairie.
The honourable member for La Prairie. Mr. Speaker, since the beginning, the